Welcome, guys, to ILWPOD. I am Justin Wright, as always. We are here welcomed with King Cole. How are you doing, man?
I'm doing just fine. How are you doing?
Blessed. Excited to be here. I know we had some dates to rearrange, so finally we get to be on here, get the podcast rolling. Excited to have you.
Thank you. I'm excited for this interview.
Um, Before we, get into it, I want to give a special shout out to the A4 down there, the WWA4. You
Oh
guys
yeah.
have provided me quite the catalog of individuals to talk to, and I just appreciate you guys giving me the pretty much the start for my what am I trying to say here? The start of my podcasting experience, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Um, and before we get into questions about yourself, would you like to give any plugs for any social media, upcoming events, stuff like that, just to get that stuff out there?
You can find me on Instagram, King Cole WWA4, Facebook, King Cole. Also my government name, Aaron Colston. My Facebook on there. TikTok, I'm on there. Upcoming events. Right now I'm just wrestling the WWA4. I got starting in the well, I am doing some RPW show in January, and I'm also doing a Juneteenth my Juneteenth tour in January as well with another company.
Okay, exciting stuff.
Hmm.
So to get into the questions, I always start at the beginning. And as beginning, I mean like the beginning of your wrestling fandom, because we always become a fan somehow. So what was the first time you came across wrestling, or the first experience you can remember of wrestling?
Well, okay. Let's see. I had to be like 8, 9 years old, like 93 maybe. And I was my homegirl Carla, her brother Perry, we used to all go over to his house and watch wrestling and stuff. He had like a big screen TV. Um, and the first time I saw Undertaker was when he went against John Gonzalez, and I was just like, I like this, you know what I mean? You know,
Definitely.
yeah.
Have you paid attention to it ever since, or was there ever a
Uh,
time that you veered away from it?
I've read away for a few times, but I really started paying attention to it more my high school years, the end of my middle school, high school years, and I actually did a little mat wrestling in high school a little bit. I was always playing football and stuff like that, but you know, I really started, paying more attention to it because that was around the Attitude Era, and me and my friends growing up, we used to play WWE, Attitude, and Warzone, all that kind of stuff. And I just I paid attention to a lot of it. So,
So, like playing football in school, was that ever another like option for you growing up, or was did you know you wanted to wrestle somewhere along the line?
I thought, along the line, yeah, because like I said, I used to play high school football, semi-pro arena, but when I stopped doing all that and um I've been through a lot of bad relationships and divorce and all that kind of stuff and you know what I mean and bad friendships and I was in a dark place and I said to myself, wrestling always been in my backyard. So when I put all that stuff behind me, that's when I, found myself, at WWA4, watching wrestling shows at WWA4, and that's when I met AR Fox.
What was that first experience like meeting somebody like Fox?
Oh man, first of all, like he was a cool, humble guy when I met him. He was always laid back, very down to earth. Um, but I met him this is just when he got to the AEW, but I've known of him before then. I've watched a lot of his earlier matches he did, and I just asked him like how much money I got to save up. He was like, just come, just I'll work with you. So when the minute he said that, that next week, this was like the last week of December of 2022. He told me to come up there, and I did. You know what I mean? And when I got up there, I was just looking around the pictures. I seen him. I seen Mr. Hughes. I remember Mr. Hughes being there. He got his own school now, and pictures of Fox, pictures of a lot of legends and all that kind of stuff. And they were training, and I heard Fox was like, "And yeah, tell that big motherfucker to come up in here." You know what I mean? So, hey, when I came up in there, guess what? The rest was history. So
It
many
was on.
matches I wrestled after that. And he taught me a lot. I even did an overseas match, which I am currently going back overseas in a few months from now, and I've done a lot, man. My life really changed.
Good. What like what went into training? Was it just like going in there and learning the basics, or did your previous athletic background help you at all?
It did. My football background kind of did, and I took a boxing a little bit, but I didn't want to I'm like the biggest guy in there, so I try not to hurt nobody. You know what I'm saying? So I learned the basics at the same time. Trying to get myself in better shape, and I have. My health actually improved. I'm still a big guy. And that's what I worry about really too. And and yeah,
How, sorry.
go ahead.
I was gonna say, how long before you actually got in the ring to like do your debut match was you training for?
Actually, well, I really started training in December, a little bit of January, got serious February. I got to a battle royal that April of 2023 because we had like a big show. But my debut was June 30th, 2023, my birthday, when I turned 38.
Who'd you go up against?
It was okay. It was me, Mr. Rockstar, Donovan Thomas, and we went against Don Cameron, and Wolf and Nitro.
Okay.
That was
I've
my debut.
talked to two of the other three individuals on here. Great guys. I've talked to Donovan and I'm having a blank. Who's the other team? Sorry.
Excuse me.
Who was on the other team again? So it's you and
Uh,
Donovan against Don
Don
Cameron.
Don Cameron, and these other two guys, Wolf and Nitro.
Got you. Don Cameron's a great guy as well. I've had him on here.
Yeah,
Donovan
I've worked.
Thomas is quite the character. I really enjoy talking to him.
Yeah. I love both of those guys. They good, man. Like me and Don Cameron, we worked so much together, and we did so many practice matches together, and we worked a lot together because we're both big guys. And of course, Donovan Thomas, he was actually the first guy I worked with too. And we became good friends after we started training together. So,
Something I've noticed at the A4 is Fox really takes guys in regardless of age, size, or anything like that. Does, how does it go? Like mentally, what's it like going into a training? And then there's guys who are in their 40s, 30s, 20s, or like late teens. Like, does it change how you go into a training session at all?
I mean, at first, I did feel out of place because I started when I was 37. I'm 39 now. So I did feel out of place because the guys I was working with, they was in their 20s. A lot of them in their 20s, some in their early 30s, but after a while, I didn't care anymore about the age. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah,
DDP started late too. And it's this guy named Chainmail. You know what I mean? He's in his mid 40s. He started late too. So age, that's nothing to me.
doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter. It's never too late. It
Good.
really is.
I like that. Um, so you're about 2 years in to training and wrestling. So far,
Yeah,
what
just
would
about.
you say is your biggest like takeaway from your experience so far?
Like biggest match?
Whether it's match or something you've learned, just about life, stuff like that.
Well, I learned how to move my body better, working with smaller guys. I have a really, really big mad respect for lucha wrestling, and but yeah, man, like my biggest take is just me move my body better. My health don't got improved, and I'm not afraid to be around big crowds anymore. You know, yeah, and I love
Is
travel.
you mentioned being around big crowds? Is that something like Fox help you guys get used to being in front of, masses amount of people?
Yeah, he actually did.
Good. How does he go about doing that for like people that might be scared to get in front of people or don't want to do that type of work? How does Fox
Uh,
get you guys out of your shells?
well, he started us out with practice matches, you know, to where all of us, the people that wrestle and stuff, to the wrestlers that are training there, whoever's there, we start out as your audience first. Then he puts you on Thursday, but before he puts you on live, he puts you on dark matches, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So where you will be around people, but you won't be on live yet. You know what I mean? So he will grow you, groom you. And, he feels that you're ready to be on live, you know, he puts you out there, you know.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much what it
Um,
is. Baby
one
steps.
of one of Fox's or the A4's like bigger shows of the year is Wicked, which came out, Halloween season. Was
Oh
that
yeah.
something you got to be a part of, like the
Yes, I
card
did.
wise?
Oh yeah. I was in the Halloween scramble match. I actually hosted that match, by the way. Didn't win,
Nice.
but
You want to
and it
tell us
was
about
good.
that a little bit?
Oh well, it was like it was a costume scramble match. Everybody came out in costumes. I came out as Troy Polamalu because I'm a diehard Steelers fan. I came out with his jersey, had the wig on, whatever. But yeah, a lot of people, and it was people that made their comebacks that ain't been in WWA4 for a while, and they made their comebacks. You had new people coming to the match, you know. So it's like it actually opened doors for newer wrestlers. And it was like one of the best matches, one of the best scramble matches I've been in, and it really put a smile on Aaron Fox's face. I've seen it. He was very, delighted that, that happened. The whole show he was, but us doing that match, I loved it, and it brings out scramble matches brings out the talent in you. You showing the world, oh, I can do this. I can do this slam. I can do this move, and we showed it was a big crowd there, and you know,
Right. One of the guys on the card who was making kind of a return was Alex Kane. Somebody's
yes.
been to excuse me, he's been to MLW, been world champion, held other championships. Was you able to have any type of interaction with him at all? And could you tell us about
Yeah.
that?
Oh yeah, Ellis Kane. He's a good guy. We trained a couple times. He showed me a few things, but the interaction I did have with him, not just on the Wicked show, but I went to North Carolina. I had a match out there like a few weeks ago,
Okay.
and we actually, he did a show. He was on the same show as I was. We weren't in the same match, but we was on the same show, and we was talking, chopping it up, and he gave me advice, always giving me pointers because he knew I'm a new guy, and he's a good guy, man. I think he won that match, but it was a good match
Oh,
though. I was in the main event that on that show.
nice. Alex is somebody that I've had the privilege to have on the show. And he even took his time afterwards to give me advice, some pointers. So yeah, I've got the same common theme when it comes to Alex. Is everybody just says they haven't met a better human being.
Yeah.
So I always like to get that positive insight. Um, you mentioned traveling to North Carolina. You mentioned traveling. I think you said overseas.
Yes.
First, we'll dive into the overseas one. What was it like going over there and trying to adapt to their style?
Well, let's see. I went to South America, Lima, Peru. Me, Ariel Von Gogh, Blackjack, Jay, we call him Superstar, and yeah, it was a great experience, one of the best experiences I had in my life. You know, 'cause we did a lot. We did a lot over there, and let's see, it was actually my first indie match I did, um, and it was international. You know what I mean? So I was just like, it's dope, and it was cool. The people was great. I did. I was a little nervous because I'm wrestling with guys that don't speak English, and I didn't step my Spanish game up like that yet. You know what I mean, at the time. So I thought it was going to be hard, but it turned out to be a great show. I blew my knee out the first time I got out there, but I still carried the match. You know what I mean? And people didn't even know, like Van Gogh didn't even realize I was hurt until after the match. You know, but it was a good experience. Like the crowd was so deep. I felt like it was just a big auditorium the way the crowd was cheering for us, and they loved us, man. They really did. It was a good show. I was in a trios match, but it was a great experience though. They want me to come
Yeah,
back out there again um, next year in June around my birthday. So I'm like, bet.
sounds like a plan, huh?
Oh, big plan, yeah. I'm gonna be 40. Why not celebrate my 40th birthday out there?
For real, for real. Um,
Yeah.
you mentioned hurting your knee. What was the recovery like for that?
Let's see. Well, I thought I was gonna bring back a lot of souvenirs from overseas, but all I think I brought back was a white towel and some crutches that they gave me, and they gave me, medicine and stuff and ice my knee. And I thought that I was gonna be out for months. It only took me about 3 weeks really for my knee to heal, and I realized, okay, my body heals pretty fast. But me going out there, like I got on, like when I got to the ring, I was cheering for everybody. As soon as I got down from the ropes, that's when my knee went out. But I still hung in there though. But for the heel, I just iced it every day. Use the medicine they gave me.
Was it like was anything torn, or was it just like, did you sprain something? Like, what was the injury? Do you know?
It was I think I sprung my knee. That's what it was.
From sprained knee? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, have you ever had any other serious injuries throughout life?
A
Or is
couple of
that
hand injuries, but
okay? So, like, body wise, injury wise, you're pretty healthy.
yeah,
That's, especially you mentioned being 39. Usually by that time in life, uh, there's a lot of wear and tear on the body. So,
yeah,
it's, some might argue you're probably in better shape than most wrestlers because most wrestlers your age have done it for 20 years and have accumulated an extensive amount of injuries. Do you think it gives
right.
you any sort of like advantage?
Say that again.
Do you think it gives you any sort of advantage?
Yeah, yeah, but you know, but like I said, my body heals pretty quick anyway. So, but I try not to worry about it. Whatever
Definitely.
hurts, I take care of it. I
um,
will.
re- recently, GCW had Bobby Flacco, another guy who was from the A4. And a lot of guys from the A4 were there for him during his entrance. Was you part of that?
Uh, oh no, I wasn't part of that, but I watched it. I had to do some. I had to do some club security that night. I had to make some money, but yeah, I wish I was there that night though. That was a pretty good night. I
Do
love
you
Flacco.
do you think exposure like that helps business at the A4?
Oh yeah, it does. You know, it does. I was but because I was like at the WWE, they invited a lot of us at Bad Blood in the VIP room. I was there. I
Okay.
was in the back with a lot of wrestlers and rappers and stuff. And yeah,
What
I was at
was
Bad Blood. So
that?
that's an exposure too.
What was that like?
Ah man, that was dope, man. Because like when I first got there, I had trouble parking, you know. But then this guy, he gave, I told him what I was there for. He gave me a wristband and told me where to go park. And as soon as I got there, I got out of my car. There's two female wrestlers. One was Piper. I forgot the other girl's name. But we was all in the elevator together. Walked me to the VIP room. I seen wrestlers that I grew up watching. I'm just like, wow, Of course, I saw my A4 boys, but I've seen Jay Uso. I seen Booker T, Jacqueline, Lilia Garcia. I seen them all, man. Like Kevin Owens, and we left. We went to watch the room to watch, some more of the matches. They put us in this room, and when I left, I seen The Rock. He just walked up to me and dapped me. He got that video on his Instagram page, and of course, I got my video. I got that video on my Instagram page as well. Me and Blackjack was standing there. He just gave me dap, and I'm just like, wow, that was
Okay.
good. That was good.
I think I've seen that video where he's just walking through the back cut. He was cutting his little promo on Instagram
Yeah,
and he
yeah,
that was you he dapped up?
yeah. With the Steelers dirty, yeah, that's me.
That's cool. That's cool. Um some of the guys I've talked to that were also there mentioned, getting to talk to Jey Uso. Some got to talk to some of the other legends that were in the VIP room. Did you have any interactions with any of the superstars or legends that were there other than dapping up The Rock?
Yeah, like I said, I talked to Booker T, and I told him I'm training to be a wrestler, and he just told me to keep going. No matter, don't worry about the age and everything. And like I said, I talked to Jay Uso, a little bit. He's cool, very energetic. I seen Jacqueline. I said hello to her. She was pretty calm. Um, it was just, it was a good experience. You know, and like I said, I'm just in the background talking with other wrestlers. You'll see me standing next to Lil Yachty and Quavo across me, and you know, other than that, yeah, I talked to quite a few wrestlers.
Did you get to talk to any of the musical artists at all?
I just said what up to them. That's about it.
All right. All right.
Yeah, yeah,
So
I talked to
like
Quavo.
what goes into like getting extra work like that for the WWE? Is that something that you got to reach out for, or is it something that they reached out to somebody and you were given a shout out?
I think it's something that they reached. Uh, they did that. They reached out to WWA4 and they all possibly let us know. Yeah, and that's how it happened.
Okay. Speaking of WWE, WWE recently started the ID system, where they
Oh yeah.
ID certain talent.
Hmm.
Is that something as a trainee that you got your eye on for, wanting to be a potential prospect?
Yes, I do. Oh yeah. I would love for that to happen for me. Oh yeah.
Um, with Fox, being technically working for the other company, is that something do you think he cares about, or do you think he just wants you guys to get to the place you want to be with a nice check?
Yeah, Fox wants us to get out there. He wants us to be on TV. He really does. Yeah.
Okay. So you wouldn't say Fox cares where you go or how you get there, just as long as you get there and you're successful.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
He
You got to
cares a
respect
lot
that.
about us. Gotta respect that. I love Fox. You know.
Um, before we, get going, I'll ask you a few fun questions just to have a little bit of fun. Um, as a wrestler, you mentioned you are a bigger individual. Do you prefer working with other big men, or do you like the big guy versus little guy dynamic?
Big guy versus little guy dynamic.
Okay, you like to toss them around.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, who's been your favorite guy to get in there and just sling around?
Huh. Sling around, huh? Just throw around. Let's see. Well, this guy named Coyote, I threw him when he first got there on Weekend. I threw him around a little bit. This guy named Big H, he a big guy. I threw him around. Quite a few. I
Okay,
don't know why, but I like to throw around big guys more than I do little guys. You know what I mean?
okay, I respect it. Something
Yeah,
about two big guys clashing.
yeah,
It's like Godzilla and King Kong.
yeah. Shake, yeah. Hey. And then when it's a good match with two good guys, I want the whole building to shake. You know,
Definitely. Do you prefer being face or heel?
it don't matter.
You don't care.
Yeah, I don't care.
Okay,
Cause like
okay.
I'm face, like when I do my A4 shows, I'm face. But when I'm out there in the independent circuit, going other places, they boo me. Don't care.
um, where did you get the name King Cole from?
Well, Cole is short for my last name, Colston, and they used to call me Cole on the football field, And you know, I call myself a king because I'm out here, working, got my own place. You know, I achieved a lot before I got to the professional wrestler. I just call myself a king.
Okay, I
I'm
like
out here
it.
doing king stuff.
Got you, got you. So far in your career, would you say you prefer working singles or tag team?
Uh, as I get older, I may just work tag team, but right now, I prefer singles.
Okay. Are you a multi-man guy where it's like, triple threats, four ways, scrambles, or do you like a one-on-one tell a story?
Uh, I like them all, really. you know,
Okay. Just enjoy getting in the ring and
I just
interacting.
enjoy getting in the ring and doing my thing.
Okay.
Yep.
Something that like some wrestlers will say is like they always get nervous whenever they get through the curtain. Do you have, butterflies or jitters before you go out there in front of the crowd?
Sometimes I do. I used to have them a lot when I first got out there, my debut and stuff, but not as much as anymore. I just say I just I say my prayers, talk to God, lead me the way. You know?
Okay. Seeing as how we are getting close to the new year, by the time this comes out, we might actually just be starting the new year. What are your biggest goals for 2025?
Wrestle more matches, any matches, make AR Fox proud, you know, get better in the ring. Hopefully win some WWA4 gold.
Okay. Okay. And getting into the last couple questions, um, who would you say are like your biggest inspirations in professional wrestling?
I got quite a few. So I'm a big guy, so I like big guy wrestlers. Uh, I like small wrestlers too, but I got a shirt. It's around here somewhere. I got a shirt with Andre the Giant and High Chief Peter Maravilla on it. Those two, I wish I got to met them, are my biggest inspirations. Bam Bam Bigelow, um, Taz from ECW, Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, Chris Jericho. Um, Yeah, those are my biggest inspirations.
How would you say you've been able to take them guys and put them kind of together to make your character? Like, how have you been able to use that inspiration?
Huh. I mean, just I don't know. Like I don't know. I watch a lot, like I said, I watch a lot of '80s wrestling now, big guy wrestling. But I mean, because those guys like Rock and Stone Cold, I just because they were so big when I was little, and I'm just like, it's just I don't know, you know.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Before we get going, the last question I always ask is the same, and it's Mount Rushmore. I always ask who your top four guys are of all time and why.
Undertaker, The Rock, uh, yeah, Undertaker, The Rock, Stone Cold, Samoa Joe,
Okay, I
and
like it.
yeah, Chris Jericho.
Okay. Um, Mr. King Cole, I really do appreciate you being on here. I had a great time. Maybe moving on into 2025 after you get some WWA4 gold, we can get you back on here for part two.
Oh yeah,
Definitely, definitely. So I will. I'll leave it off on. I'll see you next time. How's that sound?
I'll see you next time.
All right.